And these are my beautiful co-hosts,
Christina,
Queen,
Marjorie,
and we are here to talk about. Anybody want to go? Love, because it's still February. You remember that? But did y'all know that the records show that men are more apt to leave their wives when they're sick than the woman is?
I can't believe that.
Like, I think that is terrible.
It is terrible.
It is super.
Because you know the woman gonna stay. 9 times out of 10, the woman's gonna stay with the man and nurse him through sickness.
Not every time now.
Most times.
But
most of the time.
Gonna hold him up.
Exactly.
That woman gonna hold you down.
That's right. That's right. So that's what we're talking about tonight.
Sickness and health.
Until death do us part.
That's what that's supposed to mean for real. But that don't really mean, to some people, they don't really take that to heart like that.
Right. But before we get into it, as usual, I want to find out how your day was. Mine was long, and I'm glad it was over.
Mine was pretty good. I actually got off work a little early. Kind of had to take care of a little bit of business. So my day was pretty good. It went by pretty fast. I got to go to lunch with some great people, and I just had a great day.
Well, that's what's up.
Awesome.
Queen A.
Yes, my day was great too. Busy, doing things that was necessary to be done, and so good day.
I had a fantastic day. Everything I had planned in my head happened. Now, the only thing that threw me off was that stupid phone service that went out early this morning.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Right. I was like, now I know I'm on auto pay. No.
What happened though? Like, what happened? What was it?
I don't know. Maybe, well,
It's a towel or something was going
yeah,
on.
maybe it was a cyber attack or something. I don't
No,
know.
I'll tell you what happened.
Was in that too.
But mine was
I
good.
was cricket.
I would see my mom. I didn't have an issue.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue.
I had to go to Spinks first, try to use their Wi-Fi, didn't work.
Wow.
Then I went to McDonald's, try to use their Wi-Fi,
Well,
and that worked, luckily.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ain't no way, because I know I'm on auto pay. I got a little money in the bank.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all what that was all about.
What was it?
And this is my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm allowed.
Come on.
But I think it's just not necessarily a warning, but a wake-up call for what's going to happen. In the
I
future.
thought that too.
Because, all this computers going on, and all these phones going on, and all these wiring going on. They upgrade everything to 5G.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically preparing us when the grid go out, if I can say that, then what you can expect.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I went spiritual because I had a lot of stuff planned for the day. I might see the devil trying to get me. I'm trying to be productive. I'm trying to do something for somebody else. Because I got off of work and I was planning on getting something for somebody else. And I'm like, the one day I plan to do that, y'all want to do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
well, I am so grateful that I was not affected by that.
I am too, girl. I am too.
That would have been tough for somebody who was looking for a job,
Right.
Yeah.
Or waiting on a specific call.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Or in an emergency.
Yeah, an emergency.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm sure they had some because they said that people was calling 911, but they couldn't get through. That is terrible.
Wow.
And then a fire
Scary.
department.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
People waiting
That's
on their
messed up.
taxes to drop. Y'all
Right. I wonder if that was like the motive with that. Maybe that delayed some
That was my
refunds or
second
something.
thought. My first thought was spiritual. My second thought, God, hey, because
People to
it's
be
how
great.
much.
I don't want y'all to be great.
See, we got all these conspiracy
Theories
theories
going
going
up somewhere with that money.
That would have been like if I had I don't know, I probably was asleep, But you know, when that happened, had happened, you know, I probably was sick. But I do if I had woke up and grabbed my phone, I would have been like, what in the hell was that?
Right.
You know?
Well, I think y'all owe some refunds. That's what I think. Because if a person is paying their bills on time, they expect their service on time. Okay.
I wonder, can you sue them? Like, if you had like an emergency or something like that, and you couldn't get through to the 911 or something? Yeah.
Now I did see a Facebook post with people with AT&T. They called customer service and they got like a little credit on their account.
They ought to do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that first thing they're going to say, well, it's out of our control, but you can help the people. Come on now.
Right.
Y'all make enough money.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That part.
That one little catastrophe, you know, y'all can handle that. That's
Give about $50.
Right.
I take it. On my phone, right?
Yeah, and that's really too much because that's like your whole month phone bill.
Be quiet.
Yeah. And if T-Mobile was really involved, they could just come over there just even though it didn't affect my phone. But because I'm a customer.
Right. Just in case it happens.
Look, knowing them, they'll be like, what you pay a day? I'm going to credit you for a day.
That's how
Divide that $50 by 30 days. Right. Well, we hope y'all got y'all phones back up and running.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all can listen to us.
Right.
You don't find that suspicious?
Yeah, we find that suspicious. Very suspicious. So, my question, would you be able to stay? I'm going to ask you first, Miss Christina.
Absolutely. It wouldn't be a question in my mind. If it's my husband, it wouldn't be a question in my mind. Absolutely. I would hope that he would do the same. I'm going to do everything in my power to make him know that I'm not going nowhere, you know, and that I'm just going to be strong for him, you know, and help him through whatever it may be. It don't matter what it is, because if we're married and I said till death do us part, I meant till death do us part, you know. Now, I know stuff happen, situations occur, but just because, you know, just to find out, you know, that you're sickly or something like that, that's not going to make me turn away from you. Like, if I love you and if I rock with you and if I'm riding with you, I'm going to ride with you no matter what the situation may be. So, you know, as long as you ain't trying to kill me or nothing like that, you know, then I got you. Like, and that goes for friends, family members, all that. Like, I'm going to stick by you, you know, no matter what it is. I'm going to try to do my best to make you feel better about the situation, to help you cope with it, to help you realize that who's really in control of the situation. So, absolutely, I would definitely stay in there, hang in there. I'm going to be right there. I'm not going nowhere.
All right. Queen Anne?
Me personally, I was kind of hit with that their thing, you know, that, and my ex at that time, you know, when we were together, I became sick. I think I may have been expecting a child at the time, but he couldn't handle it, me being sick, and so like I could, but he couldn't handle it. And so he said to me, well, I can't have no sick wife. And so that thing bothered me a lot. It took years that was bothering me, because the only thing I could hear is what he said, and I couldn't believe that he said that to me. And so it took me a long time to like get over that, because we had children, and so I felt like, okay, first of all, I'm your wife, I'm the mother of your children, and if it was him, in which in those times, sometimes he did get sick, he didn't have to be hospitalized, but he did get sick, but I was there. I was tending to his every need. Because sometimes, you know, I'm just going to throw this out here in left field a little bit. You know, men, when they get sick, sometimes it's like taking care of one of your children, because they like get a little extra too with the kid, you know, and so you know you baby them, you baby them, you know, and so which all that was good too, because you know this my man, you know, and so I'm taking care of my man because I want him back up on his feet, and, you know, doing what he's supposed to do, and you know, walking his place, because I'm definitely walking in mine. But that right there was something that was just really just really threw me off, and so I began to question other males on how did they feel about telling a female that. So, but yeah, what you got to say, Margie?
I have not really been to it like through that moment to a serious extent yet. I mean, a common code here or there. Of course, I'm there, you know, but it's like basic stuff. I am mentally preparing myself to try to be prepared for if it's like a really life critical thing that might happen. So I want to make sure that hopefully in the future I have enough savings to the side to where if it's something where I can't like accommodate his needs physically myself and work at the same time, I want to have something set in place to maybe get a nurse involved or something like that. Like that's the mind frame I have if that happens to me. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna stay. Like it's not gonna be like a deal breaker. I mean, we're life partners.
Exactly.
Like, why wouldn't you want to stay?
But my thing is, how could you be married to someone, say 20 plus years, and you know the reason that you fell in love with that person in the first place, and the moment that they get a devastating disease, when they need you the most, you want to kick them to the side. Like, who does that? Why would you do that? Like, what was that love that you so-called had in the beginning? Like, you don't just turn that off like that. So that tells me you never really loved that person in the first place. And sometimes women, they go through so much already, have so much on their shoulders. And I'm not saying that men don't go through things and don't have stuff on their shoulders, but they're a man. They're supposed to be able to handle it. First of all. Second of all, it's okay for a man to be sensitive and need love and hugs. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because I give that to my man all day long. But what I'm saying is to turn your back on the very person that was there for you when you was sick and nursed you when you was down. That's wrong. And you ought to be ashamed. That's my take on that. But what about... Oh, go ahead, Mom.
I was going to say, I agree with you in some of those areas, but, you know, we do have to look at the fact that men do feel a lot. We both feel in a lot about the same things, and even though they don't voice their emotions or how they feeling, but, you know, they go through the same thing. But a lot of times, if there's infidelity that starts to be in the relationship, then he starts to feel a different way. So it's kind of like if infidelity starts to show up in the marriage, then he doesn't really have you don't have his attention anymore. So it causes him to want to speak to you any kind of way, you know, and it makes you back up as a female to step back and say, wait a minute now, because I've been here all along. I've been doing this. I've been holding you up. We've been walking through these, whatever the situation is, and then, you know, life happened to me, you know, and then now, you know, you're just wanting to take it and look at it a different way. But the problem I have is the person that has been there, whether you are married to them or not. If that person has been sticking with you till the end, you need to continue to build with that person. You know, and a lot of people, they feel like, oh, you are in it for the now. But just because you're in it for the now, the other person that's not in it for the now. They have they put all their cards out and say, this is me. this is what you gonna get. I ain't perfect.
Right.
I got some flaws in my life, but as long as I'm willing to get out there and work with you, I'm making the money just like you doing.
Right.
I'm taking care of the kid, whatever your vision or purpose that you got, in life, I'm helping you with that, so that you won't just dump that person on the edge, but you leave them right there.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that do that, and so certain things that would mean something to them, it's like it don't mean nothing no more, and that's the sad thing about it. And so, and the other thing I want to throw in right quick, the men are just as afraid of losing, that spouse. They're afraid of losing it. Oh, that person is sick, so they don't know what to say. So a lot of times something dumb will come out their mouth. I'm just saying.
I'm glad that you mentioned that about in it, like for the now, because I kind of feel like just a little bit along the lines of that, like people are kind of in it for like, what can you do for me type of thing. So like, when that time comes, and you are sickly or whatever it may be, and you can't do those things for that person anymore, then it's kind of like, you can't do that for me no more. So like, what's the point? Right, exactly. So you kind of got to watch out for that, when you are dealing with somebody, like make sure there is somebody that don't depend on you for everything. Like make sure they can do for themselves. If you cook, and let them cook sometime too. If y'all pay bills together, don't just put it all on one person. Both of y'all do that together. That way, if something do happen, you can handle it. You ain't gotta worry about it all by yourself. It's both of y'all working together. So I feel like that has to be like in your mindset when you are dealing with somebody, thinking about having a future with them. Like, is this somebody that's, going, if I die today, like, what kind of shape are they going to be in, if I leave this earth today? Like, especially if you got kids, and your kids are going to be with this person, when you're gone. So you got to make sure it's somebody that's capable of taking care of your kids, all that good stuff. For not, if you're gone, but if you do happen to get sick, and you have to depend on them to do certain things, take the kids back and forth to school, or help them with homework, or cook dinner for them sometimes, like, you got to make sure, that your partner is, like, really in it for the long haul, and not just in it for the moment or for what you can do for them.
Well, that comes with choosing your partner wisely. Like, you can't just get with somebody just because they look good or shape good. Or, because a lot of times you get with somebody and when they look fade away or they gain more weight and they ain't like the size they was when you met them, and you lose interest in it. And then if you got kids by this person and then they do get sick, you're going to be more apt to kick them to the side because they ain't looking the way you want them to look. So when you're choosing a partner, you have to be careful the reasons why you're choosing that person. And y'all build together. Like she said, work together to build on, your dynasty or, whatever it is that y'all plan to do. Do it together. Don't just put it all on one person. The woman don't put it all on the man don't put it all on the woman. Y'all come together, and it's a team. It ain't like he's more domineering than you. Come as a team. Like, don't be like, look down on her like you supposed to be barefoot and pregnant, because we don't do that. This is 2024. We don't do that. And as for the man, and I know there's some women that be domineering to the man and got him bowed down, but in this day and age, you don't have to stay with that person. But don't wait till that person is down and out to decide to leave them. That's my point. Don't forget the point. But speaking of that, I was looking at this show, and I don't remember what show it was. It just seemed like here in this age, generation, that a lot of women are dating guys, and the minute they sit down to eat with them, they want them to pay a bill. What's up with that? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Have y'all not seen that?
I've seen it. It hadn't happened to me before, but
That's crazy.
it's ridiculous. I feel like.
Like, I can't go out to eat with you and I need this bill paid, or you got to take me shopping, and I'm not saying, you know, you got to know your worth, but first couple of dates, you don't even know this person, but you requiring them to take care of you before you can spend time. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think it's nothing wrong with expecting a guy to pay for the first couple dates, but I would be modest as a woman not to run up the check either.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm not saying.
You ain't gotta be greedy.
Not for the food.
Not for the food.
Right.
I'm talking about
They got like a list. I need a bill paid. I need. You got to give me purses, or you got to take me shopping.
I've never felt that entitled.
No.
You know, with anybody. I don't understand. You know, that from people, but if y'all go, especially if he asked you to go out on a date, I don't think there's nothing wrong with assuming that he's gonna cover the bill. I just wouldn't like be ordering a 50 plus meal, like.
Hold on.
Yeah, you got to make sure you got your own, because if you
I'm saying
decide not to pay it,
like the way the videos be saying, like they total bill be like $200 or something like that. I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, it depends on where you eating it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
though.
like I wouldn't just assume, you know.
I mean,
That's okay. Like I would bring my own bake cart, put it down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I would be willing to be like,
absolutely.
If I really want to get whatever I want, I'm not gonna just assume somebody is comfortable paying what I would pay for myself. Like I would be considerate and be like, if you ain't got it, I don't mind covering my portion. I just want to eat what I want to eat. But I wouldn't just feel entitled to be like, oh yeah, you asked me, you gonna cover whatever I want, and I'm gonna get the highest thing on the menu. Like I'm the type of person that try to be kind of modest. You know? I'm trying to look out for both of us. I ain't trying to break your pockets. So
I get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like it depends on where you going. Like like if you taking me to like the highest restaurant in Greenville, then don't be surprised if I get a $500 steak. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't dare do that. But I'm just saying. Like it depends.
You out. You ask him first. I want to take you out to eat, but can't. Do you have the money to pay for your part? Do it like that. He would have to do it like that. Let's put it on. Make up front. Okay. You want to go out with me? But can we do Dutch? And
or get the
okay.
expectation up front. Like, what are you expecting from this day?
So don't assume nobody knows what's up. Like you gotta just put it out there so nobody won't be assuming. We're not mind readers. So it's not get all twisted right there. But now, if it was me, I think I would feel some type of way. If I met somebody and we going out on a date, and then I would just want to, pull out my little stuff to say, oh, well, I got certain bills that I need paid. Because I first of all, I think it's low, and to me, it's like you trying to sell yourself on this date. And then second of all, I ain't finna put out nothing, so I'm not gonna ask you to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be looking for something in return, and it ain't happening. Especially if I don't know you like that. I shouldn't be doing it no way. But I'm just saying, if I was that type of person, I wouldn't be doing that. That's just me.
Well, I mean, I want to make it clear, we're not talking about not having values and standards and high expectations. You do all that, girlfriend. Do all that.
You have to have that.
Yes.
In this dating world, you have to have that. You have to know what you want.
Right.
You don't
You
want,
do.
and not gonna put up with.
man tell you, he come to pick you up and he say, well, I'm taking you to the Cheesecake Factory. Is that okay with you, go on a date to the Cheesecake?
Sure.
Well, see, some women be like, no. But he didn't say, I'm taking you to Burger King.
No.
But if he say, I'm taking you to Burger King, would you go?
I like cherry ices.
They got something on the Burger King menu that I like. But are you want to date and spend some time with somebody, or are you trying to empty somebody's pockets out?
Right,
What
that's
you
the
trying to
thing.
do?
What's your motive?
Yeah, what's your motive? So, you know, and so, but like you say, there are some females that are out there that's wanting to do it like that. But what are you saying?
What are you selling?
Yeah, what are you selling?
I mean, I think
What
back
you
to
trying to say,
the standard
you know?
thing, you know, like I just feel like now if it's my boyfriend and then like you want to go to Burger King, but like if we going on a date, like you supposed to be trying to like get my attention, kind of wow me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't feel like you can wow me like just going to sit down at Burger King for a little Whopper and fries. Like, we just gonna sit down for like 10 minutes. You know, our food's gonna come in like 2 minutes, and we're gonna eat in like 10 minutes, and then we're gonna be gone. Like, date's gonna be over. Like, I want a real date. Like, if I'm dating somebody, like, you trying to capture my attention, like, I want a real date. Like, I'm sorry, that's like, that's my standard. Like, I need a real date.
But you can let him know that up front.
Yeah. And I will. Like, if he was like, you want to go to Burger King, I would be like, not necessarily, you know, I wouldn't like to go there, you know. But if he just like persisted, like, oh, I want to go to Burger King, okay, we can go to Burger King, get you something to eat, you know, and then, you know, we can do something else, you know, like.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I ain't going to Burger King. I ain't going to McDonald's. I ain't McDonald's.
Well, what if
I'm
that's
not
all he
going to that.
can pay for at that particular
That's how
time?
we can go.
I can
You
cook.
know,
Yeah.
and he just,
Right.
what if it was his lunch time,
His
and
lunch
just
hour.
on time hour that he had,
Baby,
and
I'll
wanna,
see you when
know,
you get off
run down-
work.
I'll bring you lunch. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll bring you lunch. That way we
What
can
you
sit
want for
there
dinner?
the whole hour
Yeah.
and chill that whole hour of your lunch break. We ain't even gotta go spend that 20 minutes at Burger King.
I think
What
the
you want for
motive
dinner?
for
I'm
me,
getting in that kitchen and I'm cooking. What you want? I'll bring it to you.
Right.
We ain't going Burger King.
I think the motive for me is more important. Like,
Yeah,
like
I
if
feel
what
like the
if what Queen Anne said, like, if you got a really busy day, you're on a low budget, and I already know that about you, and you still want to take that little time out, you know, to just meet there, I ain't got no problem with Burger King or McDonald's. So McDonald's sweet tea, I like Burger King cherry ice.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, I eat there. Like,
I ain't trying to
I can
stay
eat
there,
anywhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
yeah,
fine.
I
We go to
wanna
Waffle
see
House,
you.
whatever.
You want to see me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make it happen.
That's what matters
You know what I'm
most.
saying?
Our
If you
quality
got
time.
time, and if you got, if you're gonna be talking to him the rest of the time, you find this person is somebody that you like. So it's kind of like, to me, like that little foreplay moment where you doing all those little things.
I
you know?
get that,
And
but
he
you can
can-
do stuff for free.
Yeah,
You know, if you can't afford it, then
I'll pack a
don't get it.
picnic.
Don't.
Yeah,
If you got $10, don't
something
spend
like,
your
you know.
$5 on my Whopper. Like,
I'll pack a
you know,
picnic.
that
I'll make some
like-
sandwiches, bring some chips,
Right.
make a bottle of wine, and I'll meet you at the park. Okay, we're not doing Burger King.
All
That's
of that
about
is
it.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm open-minded to everything. It could be free, it could be
'Cause
cheap,
it's
it
what-
could be expensive.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
it's what you make of that date
Yeah.
and that time
Yeah.
that you are with that person.
Well, at my age, I can't be eating at no Burger King. It give me heartburn, gas, all of that. I'm not doing it. So if you don't want to be around me like that, then baby, we gonna have to do something else. Or I'll be just like, I ain't hungry. You go ahead.
I'm good.
Get you some Burger King.
But when she was much younger, I'm sure she was up there at that Burger King or McDonald's restaurant.
No, I don't go now. I'll be like, he already know what I like. I'm the Burger King. Okay.
But it's all good.
I know we done got all off topic.
It's all good. Just, make sure, you enjoy yourself, but
that's what it is.
let them move on up.
And let them know your expectations.
Yeah, let them know your expectations. Yeah.
All right. All right, we got time for a couple of dear gens. That was so funny. All right, this one comes from Anonymous. Dear Jen, a skilled woman always holds her man up. She spent countless hours helping build their family. However, life happens, and in many cases, it's help. If it was her man that got sick, she would be there for him 100%. Oftentimes, he's not there for her 100%. Yeah, remember Diary of a Mad Black Woman? We used to talk about that. He can't seem to manage the home without her skills. How can we help him not jump ship, but to seek help?
Is his mom still living?
Yeah. Reach out to family.
That could help.
Mm-hmm.
That could
Ask your mom
definitely help. Your
Right.
sisters, auntie.
Like, call your family. Or call her family.
Right. That's a
It's
good one.
about communication.
Right.
Y'all
Get us,
family.
get a support group
Right.
wherever you have to. Get
Right.
help. Like, don't try to take it all on your own.
Right.
And
Especially if you still got to work.
And like we were saying earlier, like try to prepare for that ahead of time. Like Margie said, she's preparing for it. She's newly married. She's already preparing for it. So, just try to, your anniversary about to come over there. So,
It flew by.
Girl,
y'all.
what?
I was thinking,
Oh my goodness.
damn, I've been married a year.
That's awesome.
Okay, we have time for another one. Dear Jen, I'm a married woman. Excuse me, let me start it over. Dear Jen, I'm a married mother of two beautiful young teenage ladies who are getting of age and starting to, quote unquote, smell themselves. They are a year apart. One is 13 and the other one 14. They call themselves teaming up sometimes when their father is not around to get me to be more receptive to whatever it is they want at that moment. My issue is, would it be cowardly of me to send them to their dad for these types of things? I just know they won't try that with him. What he says goes.
Who's your daddy?
And I tried to be that stern, but it hasn't worked. Will having them go to him make me look even weaker? Of course not. It takes two to tango.
Yeah.
It took two of y'all to make them.
Absolutely.
So let him carry some of that responsibility.
Yeah.
Especially if they'll listen to him
Right.
more so.
Right.
These girls
To girls.
Yeah, they still need that father figure in their life, and he can definitely help them a lot, and especially because them are daddy's girls, and so definitely. Sometimes co-parenting, well, a lot of times co-parenting help, and so if that's what you guys are having to do. Do it that way, and it will take a load off of you. Because trying to do that thing all on your own can be so overwhelming and stress you out. You don't want to be stressed out.
Right.
So let them send them girls to their father and let their father spend that father-daughter time with his daughters, because that is so important. And so as they grow, they'll be like, well, my father wasn't in the home, but he, I could go to him. He was very much present in my life, and whatever I couldn't get from my mom, I got from my dad, you know. And so it gives them an outlook so he can teach her what to look out for as dating, the person, you know, to the qualities to look for in a person if they want to marry them, you know, and how to treat a man, you know. So there's a lot of things that he could teach them as well.
Well, I saw my mom. She said send them to the dad, which I was thinking in my head like my mama did it. Like we would ask her some stuff. Sometimes she'll say we'll see, or she'll say go ask your dad. And then my sisters, because they knew I ain't mom asking my daddy, they're like go ask daddy because he'll tell you yeah before us and stuff like that. But the thing about my dad, he ain't had no respect a person. Like he treat everybody the same. So if he felt like yeah, it's yeah for everybody. If it's no, it's no for everybody. So that was the thing with my dad. But I see another comment that said he ain't been there though. So if that's the case, the mom just has to what they call it, stand on business.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
say what you gonna say, mean what you say, and just leave it like that. Don't feel guilty about it.
Right.
Like, if they ask you for something that you can't afford, you don't have, be honest and tell them, you know, I don't have it. Like, it's not that I don't want to do it, but I just don't have it. And they feel how they want to feel. When they get older, they'll understand.
I also remember who's the adult and who's the child.
That part right there.
If it's something they want to do that you don't feel comfortable with letting them do, then let them know you don't feel comfortable with that, and that's the end of the story, right? Like, ain't no but, but they mama said no. I don't want to hear
this
nothing.
household,
Right.
in this household, I
This
said it
kid
again,
can
in
do
this
that.
household,
That kid can do that. I don't care. Like,
And
I've
even
seen
that's
it.
easier said than done. Because there's been sometimes I've had to tell my kids no, and I feel horrible. But another thing my mom used to say all the time is don't let them see you sweat. So just don't let your kids, you know, cry behind closed doors. But tell them no. If you can't, don't put yourself in a bind. You know, if it's not something that's an absolute need for them, it's not an obligation for them to have. And I give an example, like braces. Right now, they probably like $6,000 or something like that. Kids want braces, you ain't got it like that. Just be honest with your kids. Like, this is not something you absolutely need. You know, that's just an example. And I'm just bringing it up because I had to go through that recently. But if I want to be honest about it. But I did teach my daughter, I'm like, hey, when you old enough to get your own job, how about you go ahead and pay your way to get braces before you move out? You know, I gave a solution. Like, if I can do it, I will. But right now, it ain't fair for me to do it for you, and then I'm going to have to do it for all the rest of them, and I can't. So, you know, I felt horrible. I wish that I could afford to do that, but I can't.
I'm going to tell you what my mom would have said. Girl, look in the mirror. Smile. You got teeth in your mouth. Be happy. That was my mama would have said. There ain't no way she was going to spend all that money on her braces. But I understand times is different now. So you do you.
So we definitely want to make it. We want to be able to do for our children. But, you know, there's ways that, you know, like when you told your daughter when she get a little bit older, there's things you can talk to them, you know, about.
Give them a game plan.
Give them a game plan. Then so they'll look something to look forward to.
She can start saving
the money for it.
Do that before you move out.
That's it. Before they move out. That's it. And you got to harp on that so that they'll understand. You get your car. You get your teeth done, whatever you want to do, you need to be getting it while you're here with me. Because when it's time to put you on out, you know, you got all these other bills.
Life come at you.
Life gonna be life. Life is really gonna be life.
No, Daddy, I have not actually. Somebody, have you ever thought about being a pediatric? He wanted me to be that. I thought about being a lawyer, but I ain't that either.
Well, I'll say it like this: when you are a mother, you have those children, so You're their mother. You're their nurse. You're their doctor. You're their lawyers. You're their teachers. You know, they're Sunday school teachers. You know, wherever your children need you to be, that's what you are until they get out of your house. And then, even when they out, they still, you'll find yourself as a mother coming back and telling them certain things, because now you want to make sure they instructing your grandbabies whom you love so dearly. You know, you making sure they instructing them the right way. You know? And like I got one now, and it's just like, Mom, I don't even know why I got out so early, because I don't go no. She said she got out because I gave her a curfew for her to be in the house before 12 o'clock. I was like, yeah, because the young lady shouldn't be out and hanging out. You have no business hanging out that late. You know, so she got a house when she got out of high school. But it didn't make no sense to me, though. That shocked me. My baby girl did it. She just shocked me. I'm like, she didn't have to. She just still get everything. Then she went out there and made bills. She made bills, but she ain't come back. She ain't come back. And she got her own stuff now, her own house now. You know what I'm saying? So she did good. But I just couldn't understand it.
I don't know what it is though. They always seem to want bills.
Yeah,
it's such a hurdle.
It's not the bill.
Y'all still because we can give y'all a car, pay for it, and you'll trade it in for one that you got to make payments. That don't make sense.
But see, when we was talking about giving them a bill, see, they didn't want to help us. But then they went out there and got their own bill and paid their own bill.
No, but I wanted to have, like, freedom and my own authority. Like, I wanted to make my own rules for my life. I wasn't even thinking about the bills.
No. It was just like, no, ain't nobody finna tell me when to get up, when to wash my tail, when to clean the dishes, when to my every move. Got
nobody can tell me who to be
all day.
You tell me who I want to be.
I'm not. You
But now y'all wish y'all was back at home.
No.
I ain't gonna lie, I be outside the country, honestly, sometimes.
Somebody take these bills, take these children.
I spent a night with my mama in a minute. But nope. Going home.
Mama, what you cooking? All right, y'all. We're gonna try to squeeze in one more long one and one short one. Let's do the short one first. Dear Jen, what are some ways to prepare for the unknown? The best thing I can say is you can. You can kind of prep for it, I guess. But if it's unknown, like I guess maybe I don't have enough information. Like unknown what? It's kind of open. So if you're talking about like building up a fund to prepare for unexpected bill or rainy day, as they would say, then just set aside
savings and business.
Yeah, have it go out of your check automatic. That way you won't miss it. Outside of that, I need more information. Is it maybe, what would be some more?
It probably had something to do with the topic of today's show.
Oh, preparing for sickness?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But this life just happens a lot of times. And if what you can do with that is make sure your health is right. Start working on your health. Start eating right. Start exercising. Start spending quality time, having some me time with you to make sure that you're doing all of that, and encourage your spouse to do the same thing. And if it be, you could be each other's accountability partners. And that'll work even more because now you both are wanting the same thing. But unfortunately for us, we don't never know. We can see our outward appearance, how we want to dress it, but sometimes the stuff is on the inside. That's really do affect us. If you need a colon cleanser, get your colon cleansed out. Because a lot of time what goes on in that gut affects us in so many ways. Make sure you get to the doctor.
Right.
and get checked out.
That's
Right.
how you
But
prepare.
above all, don't walk around in fear,
Mhm.
thinking that, something may happen. Don't do that,
And it's so easy to do,
Mhm.
especially like how the most unexpected people be like just gone.
Right.
It be like, damn.
Right.
It's like it's like a really wake up call.
Right.
So I'm glad you said that.
Yep. 'Cause if, like they were saying, eating the right foods, prepare the right foods. Not necessary. You know me. I'm gonna say what I'm thinking. That so-called American diet is not the right foods. You do your research and you figure out what's right for you,
Right.
and do the best that you know how to do.
Right.
Just take care of yourself. That's what it all boils down to. And if that didn't quite get your answer that you're looking for, write us again and give us a little bit more details.
Mm-hmm. And I agree, Tony. Get your faith intact. That's right.
Oh, yes,
Absolutely.
of course. All right, this is the last one, I promise. Dear Jen, I've been happily married for 10 years, and he says he's happy as well. However, these last 3 years, he's been unable to provide for even the basic cost of living. He's older than me, but he became sickly but before he became sickly, he was a great provider. To be true, he spoiled me. I didn't have to ask for anything because he took care of everything. Things are so different now. Since he's been sick, I've had to go back to work and still try to take care of him. It's a full-time job, and I'm tired. Bet you are. As much as I love him, I'm not a superwoman. I don't want to abandon him in his time of need, but I can't keep going like this. What do I do?
My first thought is don't give up on him. Like, it's time for you to treat him how you want to be treated. You enjoyed all the perks of going out, working real hard for you when he was well.
Right.
I mean,
Kinda
you're
gotta put
well,
him back.
and
Yeah.
he's not.
Right.
It's not like he's doing it because he's being lazy.
Right.
Like, he really physically can't do it. So
Right.
you gotta put your big girl panties on.
See
Maybe
it
ask
through.
your family or
Right.
his family
For
for
some
extra
help.
help.
Yes.
But don't give up. Don't leave
Right.
me. Please
Uh-huh.
don't. That is so
Right.
If you have to get a nurse
That-
or to come in, maybe part-time while you at work,
Right.
take care of them, and then when you get home, you can take over.
Right.
But
Right.
again, if you
Programs.
love this man,
yeah.
then stand by,
Right.
young man. Y'all know I
And
can't say.
If you just want somebody to talk to, either keep writing the Dear Jen letters,
Mhm.
and we'll like strengthen you, encourage you.
Right.
Yes.
Or talk to a therapist. Like, it's okay to feel your initial feelings, but I wouldn't use that as an excuse to give up on somebody that's
Right.
been there for you the whole
Right.
time.
Right.
Like, it's your time to give back.
Right.
And remember the reason you got with him in the first
Right.
place.
Right.
And
Remember
why you been there these,
why you said
what,
I
10,
did.
20,
10
10
years?
years.
That's a long time.
Right.
Mhm.
You can't just turn your back on him.
Yeah.
And if y'all have children together, get your children involved.
Right.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And then
Let
give
them help.
Yes, and even you may have to tell them, really what's going on,
Right.
with their father, and tell them where you are, and
Right.
you want to keep your home happy,
Right.
and because even though a person can be sick, the love that you have on the inside can help a whole lot.
Right.
And it is about your mindset, how you're going about doing it. You can't go about it, feeling sad or you tired and I'm tired of this and I'm ready to give up on it. Because like you stated, he took care of you, and like, he needs to be taken care of as well. But I heard you say, Tina, about programs. They have programs,
Right.
different programs that you can get involved in to be able to come and help. There are people, there are literally people everywhere that got different programs that's going on. You just got to get out there and look for those programs.
Resources.
Yeah, those resources and they don't charge you to come in to help you or spend time. Like if he got friends, you know, brothers, you know, somebody, you know, try to get them involved. If they don't do anything, reach outside of them and say, you know, give them contacts where he can call people if he's feeling down, or you talk to your friends and family members. They can talk to somebody that they know to hook up with you, and then be that person that your husband can lean on. They can come, you know, hang out with him, read to him, or whatever it is. But don't give up on somebody because they in the shape that they in. Because a lot of the time, that thing will roll back around. You may get out of it for a little bit, but it'll roll back around, and then you'll be where you are, where he is, in that. And if it don't touch you, if you have children, sometimes it'll jump and it'll get your children or your grandchildren. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all can take turns, take shifts. If you got siblings, just talk to them. Take shifts. This person do it for this many hours. This person do it for that many hours.
Right. Because when he starts to get that right there, he'll start to get happy because now some people are coming around and they bringing joy to him. Even if you sit him down in front of a CD where somebody is cracking jokes all day, and if he could just laugh, he's gonna start to get joy that's gonna come back, you know, and he's gonna be laughing and stuff, and then you're gonna see. You know, he gonna start to have a little bit of spunk in him, you know, and then, you know, you gonna be helping them and lifting them up, and before you know it, he gonna be lifting his own stuff up.
And that's gonna make you feel better. See how it's uplifting him and making him be in good spirits. That's gonna make you be in better spirits. And I feel like you had said something a while ago, and you was like, I was just thinking about how if that you are, you know, your mindset got to be right, because if you making somebody feel like they're a burden on you, you know, like that could put their mental state, you know, somewhere where it definitely shouldn't be when they're already in a situation that's existing. So you got to make sure, you know, you got to do whatever you got to do to make sure you straight, so you can be straight, you know, to help that person. So like they said, use those resources, reach out to family, friends, children, us, you know, like we are here to help. You got people around you, you know, that I'm pretty sure are willing to help. All you got to do, if they don't know you need help, then, you know, they not, you know, the resources are available, but if nobody knows that you need those resources, then, you know, you're never going to get them. They're not going to just fall in your lap. Exactly.
And then another thing I was thinking was, you don't want him to feel like all his hard work and him pouring into your cup was in vain. Like, maybe he was filling your cup up so much so you could think that, you know, and know how to think about his motives. Like, when you feel discouraged, I can understand why you feel discouraged, because you've never been in a position to actually have to care for somebody else. But think about his motives. He did all that stuff because he physically could, and because he really loved and cared about you. So he was teaching you this whole time how to give him that same energy. It's your time now. And I get why you want support, you know, but just talk about it. Talk your way through it. It's okay to talk about it, but you don't have to act on every thought that you have. Like, just get your thought out so that you can mentally process it. But your thoughts are not the best thoughts right now. It's best that you think positively.
Definitely that. And another thing is, get around married people that's thriving. You know, because it doesn't mean you got to share all of everything. You could just sit around them, you know, invite them to your place, and you could just see, you know, y'all just sit down and talk, and then you could just start feeling something from that, you know, and it gets you back into the vibe. It's my man. He might be down,
Right.
but I'm holding him up right here. You know, I'm
Stick
you know,
beside him.
stick beside him. You know, because he's a good man.
Mhm.
He's still a good man. He might
Right.
not can do what you want him to
Right.
do now, but he's a good man.
Yeah.
And I tell you this. You start giving that man some praise, because men like praise.
Oh, yeah.
You start praising him for the things that
Right.
he did
That he
for
was
you,
doing, right.
you know,
Mhm.
Speak life into
yes,
him.
Right.
speak life.
Don't make him
into
feel like a burden.
Yeah,
Definitely don't do that.
Mhm.
And then depending on what it is, you know, he might be get in a position to where he's able to do that again. He might be able to
Exactly.
overcome whatever it is.
Right.
So you don't want him to, you know, get through that and be
Right.
thinking like, well, this is how she treated me, you know, when I was down and
Right.
out. Like, and now, you know, you're not gonna get the same husband that you got before.
Mhm.
You know, when
Right.
he was
Looking
doing
at
all
you
that
different.
spoiling and stuff.
Right.
Look
Right.
at you, you go give
In
him
a
a
whole
side
nother
eye.
life. Right.
Mhm.
If he stay with your behind.
Right. Well, listen, when you wake up in the morning or whatever, you opening up them blinds or whatever, hey baby, you know, how you doing, how you feeling, you gonna have a great day today.
Right.
You know, I'm praying for you today. You know,
Right.
and while you laying in that bed, you pray for your heavenly
Right.
Father. And I'm speaking the healing that you gonna start to be healed.
Yes.
You know, and I'm gonna help you and be all cheery, you know, kissing him up one side, down the other, you know, on his face. He gonna enjoy all that. He's gonna be happy, you know, like,
Right.
yeah, I picked a good woman. You know,
Yeah.
she's going through all this,
Right.
but she's still giving me her energy, her
Right.
happy energy.
Mhm.
You know, and above all, get somewhere where you can get by yourself mentally.
Mhm.
You know, and then you start taking care of you.
Yeah.
And if you happy,
Don't forget
Right.
that.
if you happy, then he gonna be happy.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
right.
it's contagious, y'all.
It
That's
really
right.
is.
That's right.
It is.
Take time out for you.
Mhm.
Well, this has been another great episode of
Yeah.
Check That Post Podcast. You can follow us on TikTok and Facebook at Check That Post Podcast, or on YouTube at Check That Post Pod. Hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on your notifications so you know every time we go live.
Thank you for joining us.
Write a Dear Jen letter to checkthatpostpod@gmail.com or text 866-311-2251.
Yours truly, Gentleman Nelson. Shows the family affair.